All right, welcome to LHS Live. I am Joe Roberts, and I have with me our special guest this week, Miss Christie Bean, the LHS and I guess LMS Choir Director Extraordinary.
I don't know that that's true, but just LHS is good.
Legendary status.
Yeah, no, that's
All
just
right.
because I'm old.
Hey, and for the, was this 4th time in a row, I didn't open with, "Hey, YouTube fam." I think I really want to do that one time, though. All right, we also have Kira Grieve, who's going to be with us for a few moments, and she's going to be talking about some super duper important things. And she told me what it was, and I have no idea what it was now. So, Kira, take it away.
On Friday at noon, there's going to be a pep rally at the stadium. Y'all don't forget to come out and support our Liberty Panthers. Also, that night at 7:30, kickoff against the Dieball Devils.
Oh, they are devils, but lumberjacks.
Oh,
It's okay. It's a live show.
I checked it and it said Devils.
Well, I grew up and my high school was rivals with them, and we thought they were devils all the time. So I'm
I
okay
swear to
with
God,
that.
someone told me that.
Well, they're red, the Dieball Lumberjacks. It's okay. You did awesome, Kira. So, community pep rally.
Yes, at 12.
At 12 at
The stadium.
the stadium, not just any stadium, the stadium.
The stadium.
War Memorial
Yes.
Stadium. Okay, we got a great lineup of events. Cheerleaders going to be there.
Yes, the Prancers, the band. There's also going to be the ceremony where the new teachers kiss the panther.
Oh, we love that one. We have the big roly panther, not this panther in
Not
front of
this
me.
panther.
The big boy.
One, yes.
Okay, awesome. And you're going to be in charge of that?
No, not me.
Oh my gosh.
I will be a part of it, but I won't be in charge of it.
Okay. All right, so that's going to be a fun event, and it's going to last approximately
Like an hour and a half.
an
somewhere
hour.
around
And
there.
oh man, that's a long pep rally. Okay, I'm just kidding. I love pep rallies.
There's more games. Like there's going to be a game with the class officer.
Oh, so it's going to be a whole event.
And we're able to do more stuff this year because they're outside, so we can make them more fun.
Awesome, awesome. So, once again, noon on Friday
At War Memorial.
at War Memorial Stadium, community pep rally, and then that night at 7:30, kickoff against the Dieball Lumberjacks. Yes. And special halftime ceremony as well. The Lady Panthers from last year that won the state championship, they're going to have their ring ceremony. Also going to have a special presentation from the law enforcement group. They're going to be doing a flag presentation for the Marines that lost their life in Afghanistan. And it's going to be a whole thing. Awesome, Kira. Anything else?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay. All right. That was a whole mouthful. You can stay. You can go. We'll keep panning to you if you just smile and thumbs up every once in a while.
Okay.
You can react to Miss Bean here. All right. So now the soup du jour.
Oh, my.
All right, Miss Bean, you've been here for. I wish I could remember that Rent song, the 5,000. Whatever it is.
Yep.
You've been here
525,600 minutes.
That's
something
right.
like that. Yeah.
You've been here for one or two.
Yes.
cycles
Yes.
of the
I
revolution.
think this is my 14th year with the school district, with Liberty. Yes.
Okay, so you don't do much here, right? You just.
I really just sit around. There's not much going on.
All
No,
right.
Not at all. I'm lying.
Oh, of course
Please,
you're
I
like.
hope that your audience knows I'm lying. We have lots of activities
Well,
in
my
our.
sweet grandmother that's watching right now, she doesn't have one clue if you're lying or not. But we can take a walk down the MA building hallway, and we can see the trophy cases that are littered with choir,
band, yes,
all that other
yes,
cool stuff.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about choir.
Okay.
Why do we care about choir? What's the deal with choir?
Oh, well, choir I think is amazing, and we have, in fact, we have some choir members in your audience here.
Oh, point them
So-
out. Who is it? I don't want to.
We've got a-
sing announcements for it.
We got a couple over your shoulder there. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, all right.
But so I mean, we teach, not only teach people how to sing, but we also teach other skills as well, and just learning how to present yourself in front of an audience or in front of people, even just communicating, learning to stand up and presenting, a speech, or I mean, we don't do speeches, but the things that we teach can contribute to that and help. So but that's not the only thing that we have going on, though. We have piano classes. So we have, I teach 25 to 30 students every year for piano. So we have choir, we have piano, we have regular music theory, we have AP music theory. We also have applied music courses, which are courses that, a course that will help students that get a little bit more one-on-one time with me or Mr. Smith. They're for band and choir students, and they also help to build into their schedule, their daily schedule, an opportunity to practice and rehearse for all of the various contests they're participating in. So there's just a lot of other things in addition to choir. But yes, choir is absolutely one of my main focuses, but also just preparing students for life, learning how to work with other people, all of that.
Whoa, hold on here. So you're saying that kids come into your class and they're getting much more than what their schedule says?
Oh, you know how that is.
Okay,
yes, absolutely.
Who do I talk to about a pay raise for this woman? Okay. So when they come into your class,
yes,
they clearly have to have a concert background, and they have to have sang before. They have to be pretty polished before they get to you. Is that true?
How mistaken you are. I always tell people, what I hear from students and even from adults is no, I can't be in choir. I don't know how to sing. And my reaction is, then how many other classes did you already know everything before you got into that class? Did you already know how to do algebra before you took algebra? Did you already know how to do chemistry or statistics? I mean, why is it that everybody thinks they already need to have those skills before they ever get into a choir class? That's what I get paid the big bucks for, and I say that sarcastically, as you know, but that's what I get paid to do, is to teach someone how to sing. And I've had many students over the years who couldn't even match pitches, and before they were out of choir, they were singing a solo or just enjoying it. And that's one of the passions that I have, is just to teach people how to enjoy music. And another common error that people think is like, well, then, I don't want to do it because I don't really like classical music. Well, classical music isn't the only thing that we do. And I don't necessarily listen to classical music all the time in my spare time. That's not necessarily...
See, classical music to me are hits from the 80s.
No, I do like that is on my playlist, absolutely, hits from the 80s. But yeah, we do a variety of music. We do pop music, we do some Christian music, we do classical music as well. And so there's just lots of different styles that we do in piano, in choir, in band, in all of those.
So they don't have to have any sort of background.
No.
But what I'm hearing is when they leave your class, they might sign a recording contract.
Not necessarily. No.
Oh,
no, and
me.
that's the thing is, you just learn to appreciate music, or you might learn a different style of music and that you've never been aware of, and you've kind of like, I really enjoyed that. So yeah, you may not become a solo singer for the opera or anywhere for that matter, but you do learn maybe to appreciate music a little bit more, or even just to match pitches a little bit better than you were before.
All right, so Kira, you will not become a YouTube or TikTok sensation with just what she's giving you. That's what I'm.
But Kira was in choir in middle school as well.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Don't tell me that, because we'll do a little mini lesson. Right?
And I see lots of people around
Okay.
that have been in choir. Yeah.
All right, so not to toot your horn too much here, 'cause I know you don't like that sort of recognition, but you are quite the accomplished pianist, right? And so when you were in college, you were not a vocal major, like you were performance.
I actually was both. I was
okay.
vocal music education and piano performance.
Okay.
So I have 2 degrees in music. I went to Lamar. Go LU.
Hey.
Go Big Red. And so, yes, I did both. My focus now is more obviously as far as choir, but teaching piano as well. So I'm not near as good as I was in college when I was spending 6 hours a day practicing.
Oh,
but,
get out of here. You were a musician. That's so easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
30 minutes of practice.
30 minutes.
What,
No,
you're good, right?
No. As a performance major, it's usually 4 to 6 hours a day on top of all of the classes that you take.
Wow, that makes me think back to when I was in the School of Music in the Marine Corps, and you're sitting in the practice room for hours.
Yes.
And all the regular people that weren't wearing capes were like, let's just go out and have fun. I'm like, I can't do that.
No, I never did that either. In fact, and my husband is just going to die when I tell this story. But we were engaged while I was the last part of college, the last year of college, and he actually took a music education course so that he could be in the same building, because we would go days without being able to see each other. So,
men, I want you to hear that. Did you hear that?
What
that
an
is
example!
Boss level 10
Absolutely,
right there. If you want your
absolutely.
woman, sign up for the same class. Boss
So
level.
we were
right
just
there.
we weren't even in the same class. We were just in the music building at the same time. And so he would come and we would chat just for a few minutes right after class or before class.
See, my wife won't even let me work in the same town. Golly.
We may need to.
I have to come across the river. She's like, get out of here, boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So you were double. Is it a double major?
Yes, it is
okay,
a
so
double major.
Double majoring.
Yeah.
How did you find time for that?
It's hard. In fact, a lot of colleges actually don't allow it any longer. But yeah, it's hard. And as a music major, as students that become music majors, I try to give them a heads up before they ever do it, to let them know the reality of life. But as a music major, you usually take a lot of courses that meet 5 days a week, but yet you only get 1 hour's credit, or sometimes no hours of credit. It's just a pass or fail. You have hours of performances that you have to attend that you don't receive any credit for as a course, but it's either you do it or you don't, and if you don't, you fail.
Oh,
So
you're bringing back like my PTSD is
I
coming
know.
up here. I remember we got these punch cards at SFA, and you had to get like 10 things punched. It didn't matter what you went to, but you had to get them punched. And you were like, oh, I'll just do that later. And then you show up to the building and they've canceled something, or they've rescheduled it.
Yeah.
And there's like a week left and you got 3 punches you got to get done. And you're asking people, do you juggle? What do you do? Can you do it right now? Punch my card. I have to watch something.
Yeah. You attend cello concerts or recitals and trumpet recitals and just all kinds of things like that, just to be able to.
I think I
Get
had to
that
go
time
to
in.
some throat singing one time. I think that
Oh,
was.
my.
It was the most brutal experience of my entire life, and I had to have it to get one of those punches. Brutal.
I don't want to hear it. Yeah.
All right, so you're here. What do you do with the kids outside of the choir room? Ooh, yeah,
Where
exactly.
Where do
Where do you start?
Yeah, well, we try to provide as many opportunities as possible for our students in our choir program, and that includes, we have students that sing the national anthem at volleyball games, individuals or small groups, but we provide, that's one thing that Coach Karen Slack has been a huge proponent of for years. She really feels that it just elevates the level of the importance of the game, even for the volleyball players to have a live singer at those games. Not all school districts do that. And so we provide singers for most of the volleyball games. Our choir, chorale, which is one of our choirs, they're going to be singing the national anthem at next Friday night, the homecoming game. And then we'll be combining both our 2 choirs at a game later on in October for the national anthem. And in the past, we've sung the national anthem at several Rockets games. We've been to the Houston Rockets games and have performed the national anthem down on the court, which is a cool experience for our students to be able to do. I tell them, one of these days you're going to be sitting in your recliner or your rocking chair watching a game on TV, and your kids running around or your grandkids running around, and you're going to be able to say, did I ever tell you about the time I got to sing the national anthem at a Rockets game? We sometimes will have an opportunity. The players sometimes will come over and interact with our singers a little bit. So it's pretty cool. It's, of course, televised, nationally televised, and we're up on the big jumbotron. We've performed at Minute Maid Park several years ago, and we've back when Houston had a hockey team. We also got to perform at that several times. So we try to provide all those opportunities. We travel. We're planning a band and choir combined trip this year to San Antonio, which will be our first trip since the pandemic. We actually came back from, I think it was New Orleans when the pandemic happened. We got off the bus and at the beginning of spring break, and then never went back to school that year. And we don't want to reminisce about that.
There's no way I want to reminisce about that.
But yeah, so we try to travel every other year. We've been to New Orleans, to Branson, to Dallas, to San Antonio. So we try to do that. Let's see. Our students participate in numerous contests throughout the year. The TMEA, Texas Music Educators Association, has a series of contests that our students participate in, and it takes them through the all-region process and then to all-state. And we've had singers that have made the Texas All-State Choir, which is a huge accomplishment. Only 2% maybe of students that start the process eventually make it to the all-state choir. And so it's thousands of students competing across the entire state of Texas, and they go through that process. And then those that do advance or make it to the all-state choir, we take them to San Antonio in February. They go through days of rehearsals and with a clinician who is usually just a nationally renowned like a college professor, choral director, and then they perform at the end of that week in San Antonio. We do solo and ensemble with UIL, and our students go through, we have many students that go through that, and that's in the spring. And then some of those students will advance to the state solo and ensemble contest, which is at the end of the school year. Last year, of course, everything was remote. This year, everything is supposed to be in person, fingers crossed.
Indeed.
So we're really excited about that. I really feel our students really missed out on, we still accomplished a lot, but just missed out on that performance aspect last year. So really looking forward to that.
Wow. LHS Live, Joe Roberts. I'm here with Christie Bean, the LHS and LMS Choir Director. That's a mouthful of information that you just gave us, and all the activities that you guys do are on the school calendar, right? So
yes,
a person, were they so inclined, could go to the libertyisd.net website and then find everything.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay.
And our concerts are usually held at the auditorium behind San Jacinto next to the stadium. And
that's War Memorial Stadium right there.
Yes. And those are open to the public. They are free. So we really encourage and really enjoy having the community show up for those. We have our fall concert is in October, and I do not have that date on. I didn't write it down, and I apologize, but I think it is on the district calendar. I got a thumbs up from Mr. Ewing. It is on the district calendar.
Yes.
And it's in October, and then we'll have a Christmas concert in December. Then we do a spring pop show, which is scheduled for the end of April. And our fall and Christmas concerts, we combine those with middle school and usually LES as well. It is so fun. We have Laura DeCamp, who is the LES music director, and she also has choirs that meet after school. And so her choirs combine with that. They do some songs by themselves, and then we usually do a combined piece at the end of the fall and the Christmas concert. And we love to have those LES students with us, and get to. It's always great for our students to see and hear them, because usually most of our students were in Miss DeCamp's choirs, and so because she's been with us for several years now, and so it's great to be able for them to look back and see how far they've come, and then it's great for those LES students to be able to see what they have to look forward to. So we really enjoy doing those combined concerts, and same thing for middle school. They get a chance to see and hear what they are looking forward to, what they have the opportunity to be a part of when they get to high school. And then our spring concert, we usually split, and we only do high school because we do a pop show. And so we usually have a lot of solos or small ensembles, small groups, things like that do more contemporary. We even had a student do rap a few years ago. So I'm telling you, I'm open, to we want to provide everybody, as many students as possible, an opportunity to just show their talents. And so for that concert, we usually do just high school because it's a little bit longer, and we don't want it to be too long.
So I'm gonna throw this at you.
Yeah.
We've got several cheerleaders here. Autumn and Kira.
Autumn is a former choir. Yeah.
Maybe some other ones. Tanis, were you cheerleader? Okay.
I'm open.
He's okay. He said he's open to that.
Come try out,
So
Tanis.
maybe you could put together a cheerleading ensemble where they combine their vocal talents with the.
We have actually included
Tori?
the Prancers on our spring show in the past, and they've danced, and then we've provided the singing as well. We've combined with them. We've had ASL on many of our concerts, and included them actually in our last performance at the Houston Rockets. So we had ASL and middle school and high school choirs performing at that. So we love to do things combined. You and I love to work together.
Sure do. And we're going to do something cool in December, right?
Yes, we are.
We're going to be doing a combined fine arts show, A Christmas Carol, and the theater kids are going to be acting on stage, and your gang is going to be providing ancillary characters that are going to be singing.
Yes, we're going to be singing, providing music prior to as people are arriving, and then also in the play. And then, of course, last year we combined our theater, band, and choir because we were so limited as to what we could perform. We all came together and created our Christmas walkthrough.
Oh, and that was really well received.
It really was. We had a lot of people. That attended, and so we love to work together.
And you guys are going to be performing at the LHS bonfire? Is that yes or no?
No, we are not.
Oh, okay. Well, what information do I have here? Okay, all right. So maybe the 1 out of 1,000 things we're out. We're not doing that. Okay.
Yep.
So you've got a lot of stuff going on. I don't know about you guys that are in here. I'm ready to quit whatever I'm doing and get into choir, because you guys are you're always going and doing different stuff. But more importantly, you're going to San Antonio and you're doing all the fun trips. Please don't take my theater kids.
I love sharing students. We share a lot of students, whether it's choir and theater, choir and band, choir and football, choir and prancers. I've got prancers. I've got cheerleaders. We've got football players. I've had even varsity softball players, and so that is one thing that I really feel like our district does well. We share students. We understand that we are a small district, and so our students are involved in a lot of activities, and so we as directors, as coaches, really work to share our students. Chad Taylor has always been very supportive of our choir program and willing to share football players. We've had a concert on the same day as a football practice, and Chad's like, oh yes ma'am, we will get them out of football practice. They need to have time to take a shower. You don't want them smelling the way they are after coming off the football field, but they will be there on time. So all of our coaches are always like that.
All right, we have just a few minutes left, Miss Bean. Mark Allen Patterson, thumbs up, thumbs down?
Oh, thumbs up for sure. Yes, he is the director, and that's why I said I'm really high school. Mr. Patterson is our middle school director and has done an outstanding job. This is his 5th year with us in Liberty, and has just done an outstanding job as our middle school choir director. And we work. He comes over to the high school to assist me. I go to the middle school to assist him. So that's how that works. But yes, outstanding man, choir director, just outstanding musician. What else would you like for me to say?
You guys are currently in the middle of a fundraiser right now.
We are selling chocolate bars and popcorn. So
is the public at large able to?
Sure. I mean, if you want to support us, well, I'll tell you one way that's an easy way to support us. It's not necessarily through chocolate and popcorn, but our booster club mans the visitors' side concession stand at all home football games on Thursdays and Fridays. And so if you have an opportunity to come over and we grill hamburgers and hot dogs and make frito pie and nachos and all kinds of stuff. So if you have an opportunity to come over and support us, that's a great way on Thursdays and Fridays.
How do they become a part of the Booster Club?
Yes, anybody. You don't even have to have a student in our program. I mean, that's any supporter of our program.
If I have a student in the program, do I have to be part of the Booster Club?
You are automatically a part of the Booster Club, just if you have a student in the program.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. But that, there's lots of ways to support, even if you can't work in the concession stand. Our Booster Club has monthly meetings, and those are on the district calendar as well. But as far as the chocolate and the popcorn, if you would like some, please shoot me an email.
It's
cabean@libertyisd.net.
Perfect.
And be glad to deliver.
All right, we just about have a minute or so left. I want one last little plug just for you. This is our after-school special on ABC. If you had one piece of advice to give the kids here or those older kids that are watching right now, what would that one piece of advice be?
Related to anything? Well, I'm always saying, again, don't think that you have to be able to sing before you get into choir. Give me a chance. I can teach you how to do that. And just come check us out. And there's so much that we teach, just life skills in what we do. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, gang. Friday, noon.
Yep.
War Memorial Stadium, community pep rally, and we're going to have a great time. 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Your Liberty Panthers, Diboll Lumberjacks at home, and you are watching LHS Live. I'm your host, Joe Roberts. Follow us on the live stream on Friday, Panther Sports, that's sportswithaz.com. Again, Joe Roberts, we will see you next week.